Show me your light to be there, to be real, to something together now. Get up and fill up my life. It's the middle of a love fest, travel out of love. Get up and show me your love. You are the answer to my life center. You really sing out about all of the giving of love every day. Holy Rama, Lama, 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 Holy Rama, Lama, 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 always ready for the answer complete. I love the very simply. Get above the very simply. Don't deny if you try, be the best thing. Get up and show me your light to be there, to be real, to something together now. Get up and fill up my life. It's the middle of a love fest, travel out of love. Get up and show me your love. You are the answer to my life center. You really sing out about all of the giving of love every day. Holy Rama, Lama, 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 Holy Rama, Lama, 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 always ready for the answer complete. High above the very dream away. Get above the very dream away. To ever dream away, be the best day. Holy Rama, Lama, 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 Holy Rama, Lama, 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 Holy Rama, Lama, 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 Holy Rama, Lama, Lama, Holy Rama, Lama, 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 Holy Rama, Lama, 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 Holy Rama,
Hello and welcome to another edition of A Chat With. I'm your host, Sam Macbeth, and on this show we have a great one for you today. We have an interview with Jon Anderson, which will be coming up in just a few moments. Plus, we will have Rudy Blair here in the second half of the show. He's got a great interview as well. That'll be coming up. Plus, we have a couple of great songs from Jon Anderson. And we're going to lead things off with one of those songs right now. This is Rama Lama from the album 1,000 Hands, Chapter 1. Welcome to A Chat With.
Here. Maybe that's a help.
Hello and welcome to A Chat With. The song you just heard, Rama Lama, from an album called 1,000 Hands, Chapter 1. And it is a great album from my guest today, Jon Anderson. Jon, how are you, sir?
Very good, Sam. Thank you.
Now, a lot of the listeners are going to know you from your previous incarnation with Yes, and also somebody that we play here on the station periodically, Jon Evangelis. And
Yeah.
also, we've started to play some of your individual stuff as well. And you've been in the business a long, long time. How did you first get into playing with Yes?
Well, I was actually in London looking for a band. I'd had a band for 5 years called the Warriors with my brother, and we'd all gone finished up in Germany and Scandinavia, taking a lot of drugs and a lot of marijuana and a lot of music and everything. And I just felt that the band that I was with, they were lazy and wanted, come on, let's get some serious music done, And yeah, okay, John, and never happened. So I left the band and finished up in London. And it's a very simple story. I was just looking for a group to sing with, So there was a band called The Gun, and I did some rehearsing with them, and they were very into Buffalo Springfield songs, and that was kind of cool. And we did a show at the Marquee Club, and I was working in the bar above the Marquee Club, and I've been working there for about a month or two. And people would play the Marquee Club, like Jimi Hendrix would come into the bar, and Keith Emerson would come into the bar, and all these famous, very famous people. And I was just happy to meet them. And then The Gun, I did a show with them in the Marquee Club, opening up for The Who, of all people. And it was just wonderful. And afterwards, the Gun, the two brothers, they said, "So where's the money?" And I said, "Well, I know the manager. We got the gig for free. We just did it for free to just exposure, So they kicked me out of the band." Which is okay. And the day later, I'm talking to my friend who ran the bar, and he said, "There's a guy over there called Chris Squire. He's looking for a singer. Why don't you go and talk to him?" So I went over to this tall guy and looked up and said, "Hi there, Chris. How are you doing?" And we got on very well. And I joined what was called Mabel Greer's Toy Shop. That was his band, Chris Squire's band, Mabel Greer's Toy Shop. I said, "You've had too much acid, man." So he said, let's call it like Life. And he said, "No, we'll call it World." And then Pete Banks says, "Why don't we call it Yes?" And we said, "Hey, that's pretty cool." So we called ourselves Yes, and then the rest is history.
And that history is a great history. There's a lot of great music that came out of that band, out of that era when you first joined. I mean, like the thing was a lot of people didn't really get to hear it because of AM radio, didn't really play it a whole lot. But there was people that bought the albums and helped make the good sales. It got the music out. Did you find it very difficult to get your sound out and get your sound appreciated the way it ended up being appreciated?
We didn't care. I didn't care. As long as we can play, as long as we can get paid a few English pounds or a few whatever, French francs, to play our songs and play the new songs we've been writing. And then by the time we got to Fragile, we'd changed two people in the band, and then all of a sudden we had Rick Wakeman on the keyboards, and Fragile was the name of the idea. The band is a very fragile thing. You have outside influences coming in, managers, agents and stuff, and and that's very fragile, So then we jumped into understanding. Steve Howe was in the band. Me and Steve got on very well. And all of a sudden we started to write larger pieces of music, because I was very interested in the structure of music and how you can hold an audience for longer than 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Come on, close to the edge, 18 minutes, whatever, And you just wanted to keep the audiences in a certain way available to the energy from the band. And that's what a group is all about. Everybody does it. There's nothing new. But yes, it was just a little bit left field. And we survived but disco, we survived punk, and we had fans all over the world. We were very lucky.
Yeah, and one of those songs that you talk about that has length in it is Roundabout, which is my favorite Yes tune, bar none.
Yeah.
I love that song. And on our show, and it's I guess it's the same with a lot of radio stations. They play the 5 minute, 6 minute song. I have this nasty little habit where I slide in 7 minute, 8 minute songs. So as you can imagine, Roundabout's on my list, Layla's on my list. Going
Yeah.
back even further, American Pie's on the list. Those songs for me, they're just as important as the 3 minute, the 4 minute, the 5 minute song.
Right.
But because of station managers that are, I don't want to say anal or anything, but they have a structure that they want to abide by, and there's only a certain amount of time per half hour and before breaks and things like that. Where as a station manager go, you know what? You play what you need to play that's on our playlist and make sure that the people enjoy it. I don't care how long it is. I don't care how short it is. Just make sure that songs that people will resonate to. And it seems to have worked for us. We're doing really well as a radio station. And the songs are just as good today as they were back then. And now I'm getting on a whole new audience listening to them. I'm getting feedback for some of the songs like your song and like Layla and that sort of thing, where they're saying, like, why do I not hear these anywhere else? What's your take on that? And what do you feel is the reason that those, what I like to call epic songs, don't get out there?
It doesn't matter. We survived punk, we survived disco, we survived a lot of things. I have survived. I'm a big fan of Jacob Collier. I don't know if you know Jacob. And a big fan of Kenny Chesney, who is a great songwriter. Yep. So I've got many different levels of musical consciousness in my head. So when I did the new album, I was so excited to work with the Band Geeks, who were serious Yes fans. So when we play together, it's like being in Yes. It's no different.
Yeah, now the Band Geeks, that's a great name for a band. And I've had an opportunity to listen to the song we're going to play at the end of the show, Shine On, which is out now. And people can pick it up on the various streaming sites and that. And it is one of the first singles off of the album True that is coming out this August the 23rd, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And that, I believe the album is available on your website for pre-sale. You can pre-order it. And tell us a little bit about the album.
Well, it's very simple. That the Band Geeks did a video of a Yes song called Heart of the Sunrise a year ago. And a friend of mine sent it to me and said, listen to these guys. And they were brilliant. So I called up the bass player and I said, let's go on tour. So we went on tour doing large scale pieces like Close to the Edge, Awaken, Gates of Delirium, and the well-known hit music of Yours is No Disgrace and Roundabout and stuff like that. And we had a great time. So after about November of last year, I said to Richie, listen, we should make an album before we, we'll just do this album and we'll tour it around the world and that'll be it. It'll be like a surprise for everybody. Not knowing that Richie is quite an amazing bass player, guitarist, producer, quite an amazing character. And all the guys in the band, probably the best I've ever worked with, musically speaking. But that's life, we were fortunate enough to meet each other. And now the album True, anybody who's listening, you're going to love. It's a very Yesism sort of album.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the album when it comes out. And as the singles come out, we're going to add them to our playlist. And just to let you know, we have added Shine On to our playlist here. So even when our DJs aren't on the air, the song still gets played
Good.
on the station, and we thank you for allowing us to have a copy of it. And we're privileged, and I want to know, like, the tours back in the day with Yes, they were monster tours.
Yeah.
Um, and you were playing to huge audiences. Now you're playing to big audiences as well. But I have a feeling that you're enjoying it more now than you did then. Was it more of a job back then because you were trying to make it?
No, it was never a job. I was always on holiday. I was happy, carefree, studying the mysteries of life. Reading Hermann Hesse, um, learning about the spiritual side of life, and discovering that being alive and making music and performing to people is a fantastic gig. It's like who else would want this gig? Yes, I would, and I got it. So I've been with many band groups over the past 20 years, and the Band Geeks came at the right time for me, and I feel very, very blessed, and I'm very lucky to do what I do.
And you've had an opportunity to play as a guest with a lot of great bands like Toto, Iron Butterfly, Mike Oldfield, a fellow Canadian, Lawrence Gowan,
Yeah,
and
Larry, my God.
yeah, and so you played with some of the best bands in rock and roll. It must be a lot of fun to play with guys with that talent and that drive.
Yeah, if you're open to everything and anything. I remember meeting Jean-Luc Ponty, and we got a band together with his people, his musicians, and they were just so hip because they were jazz fusion, and then we did John and Vangelis songs, and then we did all sorts of music together and toured for about a year, and that was great. And I've been very fortunate in my life to meet people at the right time. And this is the next extension is the Band Geeks. Wait till you hear the new album, and you can call me and just tell me what you think. Okay?
You got a deal. I would promise I will.
Okay.
I got to tell you, I'm jacked to hear that album. I can't wait for it to come out. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to have, a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And you're currently on tour. In fact, you're on the road again in a couple days in Pennsylvania, I believe.
Yeah.
How has the tour been so far, going back to November?
It's been really great. The fun thing is the audiences is called an evening of yes classics and hit what do they call? I call them large scale classics and opuses or something like that. Anyway, it's people come, they want to hear Yes, and we play Yes, and they love Yes, and that's all that matters. I could play a little bit of what I've got. I don't. Can you hear this?
Yes.
Reading of the force of history could ever be like. Never have the songs of old been heard or seen again. For the northern sky, never born to be a son of mine in another time, making love close to the mountains, to the sea. All aboard of this mission for the majesty, for all to see heaven, to be alive. All aboard the mission of the majesty within you.
Oh, there you go.
Wow, what a great song. I can't wait to hear the
Yeah,
whole thing.
it's magic, and all the songs came from different people I've met in the last 10 years. And Richie had a couple of songs here. He actually wrote Shine On. So you get the album, and God bless you.
Yeah, and I will make sure and encourage my listeners to grab a copy as well. Now, for the tour, is it generally it's just you, but you do have a guest. You have the return of Emerson, Lake and Palmer
Yeah,
performing on a few shows. How is that being, and how's that going to work?
I'll let you know
Oh,
because
they're coming up on this leg, right?
yeah, the agents said the ELP, he's got a good drummer. I remember we started off together in the Marquee Club in London, ELP, and then yes, and then Jimi Hendrix, and Keith Emerson was a very, very handsome dude, great keyboard player. And so he said, the agent said, would you mind if they come on open up the show for you? I said, yeah, that'd be cool. More people will come and it'll be exciting.
Now you're one of the places that you're playing is Nashville at the Ryman. That's
Right.
got to be a real honor because of the prestige of that place and the stories that come out of that place with some of the legends that have played in there. How does it feel for you to be in there as well?
Well, oh, hey, who?
If it's for me, I'm busy.
No, it's a spam.
Oh,
No
welcome to
worry.
my phone.
Don't worry. No, it's great to play these places. I've even stood on the stage at Carnegie Hall, but I didn't do any singing. But I actually stood on the stage and thought, one day I'll come and sing here. That was like 40 years ago. So you play these places around the world, and it's magic, believe me.
Now, is there a place that you haven't played yet that you want to play?
The one
Like
place,
a hall?
yeah, there's a place, Sydney Opera House.
Ooh.
So next spring, we're going to be touring the True album and Yes Classics Epics. And that's where I want to play with an orchestra and a choir. So
You got my
just
next question. My next question was, have you thought about doing some shows with an orchestra behind you?
well, we did. We toured with I can't remember the name of the album. I think it was I should remember, but it was the band. We'd done an album, and then we found a Polish youth orchestra in the 20s, and they didn't know Yes, but we played our Yes music, and they fell in love with the band, and we toured all over the world for about a year. It was really good.
That's a show that I would love to see. I think that would be an epic show to hear music of Yes and the music of the Band Geeks, and to hear the music of your other solo projects
Yeah,
with an orchestra behind. I think that would just be epic with the sound of your voice and everything. I think
very good.
it's just a marriage made in heaven.
You got to just do one thing for me, Sam.
Sure.
Jon Anderson, Iceland concert. I did a concert with a full orchestra and choir in Iceland, and we did all the great Yes music with full choir and orchestra. It's the most beautiful recording ever.
Oh, nice. I will check that out immediately after the interview. I'm on a break right after we talk. So I will
Okay,
check out the concert. I promise.
good. Well, I got to get going.
All right. Well, just before we do, is there a possibility of a book coming out?
I've been writing a book for years now, and I got to a point where I met my spiritual teacher and I stopped writing. And then I met my wife. So that's 30 years ago, 31 years ago. And so I have up until, up until a big chunk of time of my life, and I've got it, and it's written very well. All I've got to do is write the next 30 years, and then we'll have a deal with the publisher who likes what I've already written. So we'll see what happens.
Great. And I want to thank you for taking some time for me.
Okay,
The album
Sam.
coming out August 23rd is called True. It will be available on Jon Anderson's website. Plus, It will also be available on all your streaming sites. Plus, you could probably get it in vinyl at your local record store. So be sure and pick up a copy when it comes out. And right now, just to give you a little bit of a taste, we're going to play Shine On, the first track off the album. Jon, I want to thank you for taking time for me. And this is A Chat With. And right after the break, Rudy Belair takes over.
Shine